channel. The first mate and the captain are here, and we're in my garage, dojo, wherever I can keep my memorabilia area. The man cave, as they say, right? So it's a little bit cold in here. Kids, I guess you can see my breath just a little bit. It's not heated, it's the garage. Hey, what are you gonna do? I had to do this review out here because I don't want any interruptions. And as you can see from the title and everything, it is, in fact, Miller time. Yeah, alright, so this, I want to just say that back in the day, this was my go-to, run-of-the-mill, before I got into making my own beer, okay? This was the Captain's Brew, so I go up, it's cheap, economical, it has that average lager, American lager, taste, alright? And I've been drinking Narragansett for a while now, and going back to this, so we are revisiting this. So going back to this, it tastes, I don't know, it's a lot different than the Narragansett, obviously. Now, I don't have any to do a side-by-side, but I can tell you right now, going back to this, Miller time is the way to go. Nostalgia, when I'm watching Jaws or fishing, Narragansett is pretty good. But for maybe every day, maybe if I'm running dry in the fermenter, as they say, and I don't have any homebrew on tap, I'll go to this. Price-wise, and taste-wise, it's really good. So let's give it a crack. We are revisiting it. So let's give it a crack. I like to every once in a while get a 6-pack or a 12-pack of Miller High Life because I dig the cans. So now this one it says established in 1903, has the traditional Miller High Life champagne of beers, but it has that nice creamy color with the gold tinge. So they changed the can yet again. I have a couple cans over there on my beer wall of maybe I'll show them at the end of this video, of all the different Miller cans that I have. Obviously I put this one up there because it's a new one, and I have a camo one for, I don't know if it was for during the hunting season or military, I forget, and an American flag one during the 4th of July. So let's give this a nice vigorous pour because the head dissipates real quick. Crystal clear. Alright, the first mate has already started without me. As you can see there, I know the lighting is pretty terrible out here, but I'm working what I got. I tried to put a lamp on here to get some more better lighting in here. But as you can see, it's crystal clear. On the nose, your typical adjunct American lager, fruity esters, the corn flavor. As it warms up, you'll get that corn flavor when you're drinking it. I mean, if you drink it right out of the glass, cold, just pound it. It's rather, there's no hop bitterness. It's not really overly hoppy or anything. 4.6, 4.7%. It's your run-of-the-mill lawnmower beer, barbecue, Outback. It's nothing to write home about. But for me, it's a good go-to beer if I don't have my high gravity, 8.5 or 5.6s, home brews. I'll go to something like this. It's crisp, it gets the job done. Hey, what are you gonna say, right? So cheers, my friends. 17, homebrew up. It's Miller time. That classic taste, crisp, ooh, rather carbonated, fruitiness, flowers, corn, yeah. But it is what it is. I prefer this over Bud. I prefer this over Coors. Uh, mhm. Now it'd be interesting to do maybe a side by side with another genuine draft to this. Obviously, there is no difference in the recipes per se, except one is pasteurized. This one's pasteurized, and the other one is cold filtered. So there is no really difference in the recipes, just that end process. Hmm. But it's crisp, refreshing. On this Captain scale, I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. Okay, so for me that's B plus. Okay, almost an A minus. Stuff like that. I mean, because it does the job. You can pound these down quickly. You know, if you're really thirsty. Um, and it's not overly offensive. Like I know that with the Narragansett, it has for me, like the first initial taste on Narragansett compared to this, it has a not a skunkiness, but it has some sort of a twang to it, to where it's like you bite it down, you chew on it, and you're like and then you got to keep on drinking. And once you get past that initial taste, you can stomach it. Okay, that's my honest opinion. If I do a side by side with Narragansett with this, because I have been drinking that, and now that I revisited this, I'm like, wow, this is so much cleaner. This is so much, it doesn't have that twang. Where I can just, yep, see, look, I don't have to sit there and just, let me just, okay, all right, there that is, and then get through that, and then I can drink it. Because once you get through halfway through the beer, or not even before halfway through the beer, a couple sips, couple drags off the Narragansett, then it's like, I don't know, my palate doesn't taste that anymore for me. Maybe for you, I don't know, you might not even like it. Some people might taste that and just be like, whoa, and dump the rest of that down the drain. It's to each to their own and their own palate. That's the thing about beer reviews. Some people are going to give this a 2 or a 1 and say that's crap beer. But I mean, if you would do a blind taste test between Miller, High Life, and Busch or Bud, I don't think you're going to get an appreciable difference between those beers. It had your average, every run-of-the-mill American lager. So, for me, revisiting this has, after I've been drinking Narragansett for a while now, that was my second to go to beer, when I was at, summertime, fishing at the shack, things like that, kayaking. And I hadn't touched this in a while because I've been doing my homebrew and drinking a lot of my homebrew. So I really don't go to the store and buy, beers per se, except for doing the reviews and things like that. So, but for me, revisiting this, hey, I might have to go with this a lot more often, and for price as well. I mean, you're talking like what, $4.09 for a 6-pack in the can form. And I like getting the cans, to collect the cans, because I mean, every once in a while you get different nice little can designs. I mean, I'm not really that big on collecting, but I guess with the Miller, I always have, because they have like the special, I guess I don't know if it's every time of the year or something like that. Like they had the camo, they had the American flag design, red, white, and blue. So, and now they have this one. I guess this is the one they're going with now, like the retro can look with the like a vintage cream color and gold. So, all right. So me and the first man, we're gonna finish this. Get back inside. It's pretty chilly out here, and so see you till the next one. And remember, let's set sail.